The rich don't work for money. They make money work for them. If you still don't understand how to do that, this message will change your life forever. This is not an ordinary book. It's a manual of power. A map to wealth and success that will only reveal its secrets to those who are ready to receive them. From the very beginning, the author warns us, this knowledge has made thousands of people millionaires. But only those with the right mindset will be able to decode it. This isn't just about reading, it's about applying. About transforming the way you think about money, success, and life. Success comes to those who become success conscious. Poverty follows those whose minds are open to it. This is key. Money isn't something you chase. It's something you attract. The difference between those who achieve wealth and those who fail lies in their way of thinking. Why do some people seem to attract success effortlessly, while others struggle all their lives with no results? The answer is the mind. And this knowledge is the key to reprogramming it. This knowledge is the result of over 25 years of research. It's based on the study of the richest people in the world, from industrialists to inventors to tycoons. They all shared the same thinking pattern. And now, that pattern is in your hands. What you will learn here is the same system that allowed these people to build empires from scratch. The question is, are you ready to apply it? If you're ready to receive this knowledge, comment below, I'm ready for wealth. Subscribe for more content that will transform your mindset and your financial results. Chapter 1. Desire. The first step toward wealth. The starting point of all achievement is desire. Not a hope, not a wish, but a burning, definite, and obsessive desire. This is where most people go wrong. They say they want to be rich, but their desire is weak. They say, I'd like to have more money, but they're not willing to do what it takes. The difference between a real desire and a passing whim is the intensity with which you pursue it. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. This is one of the most powerful lines in the book. What the author is telling us is that wealth begins in the mind. If you can imagine yourself being a millionaire, if you can feel it as if it were already real, then it is possible. Real example. A young man with no money but a clear vision decides he will become a millionaire. He doesn't know how, but he writes down his goal, visualizes it every day, and takes action. Over time, opportunities appear, connections form, and money flows in. Was it luck? No. It was an unshakable decision. There are 6 steps that anyone can follow to turn desire into tangible wealth. The 6 steps to achieve any wealth. Define exactly how much money you want. Don't say, I want more money. Be specific. $1 million? $10 million? How much exactly? Decide what you're willing to give in return. Nothing is free. What value will you provide to receive that wealth? Set a deadline. Without a timeline, a goal is just a dream. Create a plan and start immediately. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect, you'll improve it along the way. Write a clear statement of your desire and read it aloud every morning and night. Visualize your success as if it's already real. Feel the emotions of achieving your goal. These 6 steps are the core of the author's method. They are the starting point. And if you apply them with faith and persistence, they can change your life. Poverty and riches are the offspring of thought. This means your outer world doesn't determine your success, your inner world does. Do you see yourself as destined for greatness? Or are you still trapped in thoughts of scarcity and limitation? How much do you really desire wealth? Are you willing to follow these 6 steps with total commitment? Because there's no middle ground here. You either take action now, or you stay where you are. Chapter 2. Faith, the force that transforms thought into reality. Faith is the invisible ingredient that turns a mere thought into a tangible reality. Without faith, even the best strategy will fail. With faith, even the most uncertain path becomes clear. How many times have you started something with excitement, only to quit at the first obstacle? That happens because deep down, you didn't fully believe it was possible. Faith is not just a religious concept. It's the absolute conviction that what you desire is already yours, even if you can't yet see it. The author explains that faith is the engine behind every extraordinary achievement. It's not about positive thinking. It's a deep conviction that changes how you act. Successful people don't necessarily have more luck or talent. They have unbreakable belief in themselves and in their destiny. The subconscious mind will translate into reality any thought that is held with belief and emotion. This means every thought, every mental image you hold with intensity and emotion, starts shaping your reality. But here's the key: the mind doesn't distinguish between what's real and what's imagined. How to develop unshakable faith. To strengthen your faith, you must train your mind. Just like an athlete builds muscles through repetition and discipline, faith is built through constant practice. Here are 3 powerful strategies. Powerful visualization. Every morning, close your eyes and vividly imagine what your life would look like if you had already achieved your goal. Feel the emotion, hear the sounds, imagine the smells. The more real you make it in your mind, the faster it will manifest. Positive inner conversations. Your inner dialogue shapes your destiny. If you constantly tell yourself, "This is hard," or "I'm not good enough," you're programming your mind to fail. Replace it with, "I'm on the right path. Every day I'm getting closer to my goal. Success is already mine." Eliminate doubts and replace them with absolute certainty. Fear and faith cannot coexist. When fear appears, challenge it with facts. Remember times when you achieved something difficult. Use those experiences as proof that you are capable. The faith that creates fortune. A man with no money and drowning in debt decides he will become a millionaire in 5 years. No one believes in him. His friends call him crazy. But he holds on to his vision with absolute certainty. Every day, he visualizes his success, acts as if he were already rich, and makes decisions like a successful person would. Despite obstacles, he never loses faith. And in less than 5 years, his bank account reflects exactly what he had visualized. Faith is more powerful than knowledge, because knowledge can fail, but faith keeps the path firm. If you study anyone who has achieved success, you'll notice they have one thing in common: unshakable faith. They didn't let doubt stop them. While others quit, they kept going. The power of autosuggestion. So, how can you reinforce your faith so it doesn't fade over time? This is where autosuggestion comes in. Any thought, if repeated often enough and with emotion, becomes a command to the subconscious. Autosuggestion is the practice of repeating positive affirmations until your mind accepts them as truth. Here's a simple but effective method. Write your goal clearly and specifically. Don't just say, "I want to be rich." Write, "I will earn X amount of money by this date doing what I love." Read it aloud every morning and night. But don't read it mechanically. Feel every word, believe it. Back it with action. Repeating affirmations isn't enough. You must act in alignment with what you say. Breaking mental barriers. One of the biggest obstacles to developing faith is the negative programming you've received throughout your life. Since childhood, you probably heard phrases like, "Money doesn't grow on trees. Only the lucky ones succeed. You have to settle for what you have." These ideas have settled into your subconscious and may be blocking your success without you even realizing it. But here's the good news: you can reprogram yourself. Faith and autosuggestion are the tools to erase limiting beliefs and replace them with ones that push you toward greatness. Success begins in the mind. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. Here's the challenge. Can you hold on to your vision with absolute faith? Can you ignore doubt and keep moving even when you don't see immediate results? Today is the moment to decide. Will you keep letting fear and doubt stop you? Or will you choose to believe in your potential with such certainty that the universe has no choice but to deliver what you desire? Chapter 3. Autosuggestion. The bridge between desire and reality. The human mind, when dominated by clear thoughts repeated with emotion, becomes the most powerful tool to shape reality. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to attract success effortlessly while others, despite working hard, never achieve what they desire? The answer lies in what they program into their subconscious. This is where autosuggestion comes in. The practice of feeding the mind with thoughts that, over time, transform into unshakable beliefs. The author reveals that autosuggestion is the process through which a thought, repeated with enough intensity, becomes a command for the subconscious. And here's the key. Your subconscious doesn't question whether something is true or false. It simply accepts what you feed it repeatedly. The power of words and repetition. Every word you repeat, every image you visualize, every emotion you reinforce goes directly into your subconscious. If you constantly say, "I'm not good enough," "This is too hard," or "I have no luck," you are programming your mind for failure. Every word you speak is like a seed planted in your subconscious. Over time, it will bear fruit. Most people unknowingly practice negative autosuggestion. They repeat thoughts of fear, scarcity, and defeat, and then wonder why their lives reflect those same limitations. But here's the great news. You can take control of this process and use it in your favor. How to use autosuggestion to transform your life. Write your goal in the present tense and positively. Example, I am earning X amount of money per month doing what I love. Read it out loud every morning and every night. Repetition is the key. Every time you read it with emotion, you reinforce the idea in your subconscious. Accompany your affirmation with mental images. Close your eyes and visualize what your life would look like if you had already achieved your goal. Feel it with emotion. Live it in your mind as if it were already real. Surround yourself with people and environments that reinforce your new programming. If you spend time with negative people who constantly complain, their beliefs will seep into your subconscious. Surround yourself with those who inspire and support your new mindset. Take action in alignment with your autosuggestion. Repeating affirmations is not enough. If you say, "I am a successful person," but your actions show fear and indecision, you're sending conflicting signals to your mind. Act like the person you want to become. A successful entrepreneur, before becoming a millionaire, had a daily practice. Every night before sleeping, he repeated his financial goal out loud. He visualized money flowing into his account, felt the excitement of success, and lived it in his mind with absolute certainty. At first, nothing seemed to change, but over time, his decisions began aligning with his new belief. When opportunities came, he no longer hesitated. He acted with conviction, and his transformed mindset led him to build multi-million-dollar businesses. What you believe with absolute certainty, the universe finds a way to deliver. Overcoming doubt and negative programming. One of the biggest obstacles to applying autosuggestion is skepticism. You might think, "Does this really work?" Or, "It sounds too simple to be true." But here's the truth. You're already practicing autosuggestion, just in a negative way most of the time. If you've ever repeated phrases like, "I'm not good with money," "It's hard to earn more," "I have no luck in business," then you've already been using autosuggestion to reinforce scarcity in your life. Now it's time to reverse that process and start reprogramming yourself for abundance. Make a list of the negative beliefs you have about money, success, or happiness. Replace them with positive affirmations that contradict those beliefs. Example, if you used to say, "Money is hard to earn," now say, "Money flows to me easily." Repeat these affirmations out loud every day, feeling them as true. Visualize what your life would look like if those affirmations were already real. Take small daily actions that support your new mindset. Autosuggestion is the key that opens the doors to abundance. The only question is, what are you programming into your mind? Everything you need to transform your life is already within you. The question isn't whether autosuggestion works, but whether you're willing to apply it with discipline and conviction. Chapter 4. Desire. The driving force behind success. The starting point of all achievement is desire. Not a mere hope or a passing dream, but a burning and obsessive desire that dominates every thought and action. Think about it for a moment. How strong is your desire for success? Is it a mere wish or an unbreakable necessity? This is where many people fail. They want something, but not with enough intensity to move mountains. The author tells us that success doesn't happen by accident or luck, but because someone had a desire so strong that they accepted no other option but to achieve it. The two types of desire. Superficial versus burning. Superficial desire. It's a fleeting thought. It'd be nice to be rich. I'd like to be successful. But when obstacles show up, the motivation disappears. Burning desire. It's an internal fire that doesn't die out with excuses or failures. It's what makes someone wake up every morning with unshakable determination. When you want something as badly as a drowning man wants air, then success is inevitable. Here's the truth: if your desire isn't strong enough, any excuse will be valid to give up. How to turn a common desire into an unstoppable obsession. The author gives us a process to transform a weak desire into an unstoppable force. Define exactly what you want. It's not enough to say, "I want to be rich," or "I want success." Be specific. How much money do you want to earn? In what industry? By when? Write your goal clearly. If you can't write it in one clear sentence, you don't have a goal, just a vague idea. Feel the desire with emotion. Close your eyes and imagine achieving it. Visualize every detail. Live that reality in your mind until it becomes an obsession. Repeat your goal out loud every day. Every morning and night, repeat your goal with conviction. Repetition trains your mind to make it real. Surround yourself with visual reminders of your goal. If your goal is a house, print out a picture and look at it every day. If it's a successful business, visualize your office, your team, and the impact you'll make. Take immediate action. Don't wait to feel ready. Take the first step today, even if it's small. Action reinforces your belief in yourself. The author shares the story of a young man who dreamed of working with a business tycoon. Everyone told him it was impossible, but his desire was so strong that he traveled hundreds of miles without money, convinced he would reach his goal. He had no plan B. He would either achieve his goal or die trying. After several failed attempts, his determination brought him face to face with his idol. His energy, his certainty, his unstoppable desire impressed the tycoon so much that he gave him a chance. The burning desire not only led him to the right door, it made him stand out when he got there. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't. Most people have nice goals, but not vital ones. If they don't reach them, nothing happens. Successful people have burned the ships. There is no other option but to move forward. If you look at the history of great achievers, they all have something in common: a desire so strong that they don't take no for an answer. If you're not reaching your goals, ask yourself, do I truly want them badly enough? An exercise to ignite your desire. Write down your biggest goal. Make a list of reasons why you must achieve it. Visualize the end result every day. Talk about it with passion and emotion. Do something every day that brings you closer to your goal. You don't need more talent. You don't need more resources. You just need a desire so strong that no excuse can stop you. Burning desire is the spark that ignites the engine of success. Without it, any obstacle is enough to make you quit. But when you truly want something with all your being, the universe conspires to help you achieve it. Chapter 5. Faith. The unshakable power that turns dreams into reality. Faith is the eternal element of success. It is the force that turns a simple thought into a tangible reality. How many times have you doubted yourself? How many times have you wanted something, but insecurity held you back? This is where faith comes in, not as a religious concept, but as an unshakable certainty that what you desire is already yours, even if you can't see it yet. The author tells us that everything we achieve in life is first created in our minds. If you doubt yourself, you've already lost before you begin. But if you believe with absolute certainty, then you've already won, even before you see the results. Faith and the power of thought. Think of the great leaders, inventors, and entrepreneurs. None of them started with external certainties. They began with an idea and an unbreakable faith that the idea could change the world. Thomas Edison tried more than 10,000 times to create the electric light bulb. He had no proof it would work, only absolute faith in his vision. Henry Ford dreamed of an affordable car for the masses when everyone said it was impossible. He had no evidence, only conviction. The Wright brothers believed in the possibility of flight when no one else did. They all understood one fundamental truth. Faith is certainty in the reality of the invisible. How to develop unshakable faith. The author gives us a process to strengthen our faith until it becomes an unstoppable force. Change your inner dialogue. Your mind believes everything you repeatedly tell it. If you say, "I can't," your mind will accept it. If you say, "I will," your mind will find a way. Use auto-suggestion. Repeat your goals out loud, with emotion and conviction, as if they were already reality. I am a successful leader. My business grows every day. I am destined for greatness. Surround yourself with positive influences. If you spend time with negative people who doubt everything, your faith will weaken. But if you surround yourself with people who believe in success, your confidence will grow. Act as if you've already achieved your goal. Walk, speak, and think like the person you want to become. If you act like a winner, your mind will be programmed to find the path that takes you there. Focus on solutions, not problems. Every time you face an obstacle, ask yourself, how can I overcome this? Faith doesn't ignore problems. It refuses to get trapped in them. The author tells the story of an entrepreneur who started with absolutely nothing. No money, no connections, no advanced education. He had only one thing: unshakable faith that he would achieve his dream. Every day, he repeated his goal out loud. He visualized his success before going to sleep. He ignored the mockery of those who said it was impossible. He took action with the certainty that success was inevitable. And one day he succeeded. It wasn't luck. It wasn't coincidence. It was the law of faith in action. Faith and failure. Here's the biggest mistake most people make. They confuse faith with the absence of obstacles. But real faith doesn't mean you won't face challenges. It means you'll keep going in spite of them. If you try something and fail, doubt will tell you to give up. But faith will tell you that each failure is just another test on your path to success. Success is the reward for those who refuse to quit because they believe in their vision more than their fears. Every morning, repeat your goal out loud with absolute conviction. Write down your past achievements to remind yourself of your capabilities. When doubt arises, ask yourself, how would I act if I knew with certainty that I'm going to succeed? Then do that. Surround yourself with people and content that reinforce your faith. If you have faith in your success, you don't need immediate proof. Faith is the proof itself. When you believe in something with your whole being, the universe has no choice but to deliver it to you. Chapter 6. Auto-suggestion. The secret to reprogramming your mind for success. Everything you think repeatedly gets recorded in your subconscious. If you control your thoughts, you control your destiny. Have you ever stopped to think how many times a day you tell yourself something is impossible? How often does your inner dialogue sabotage you before you even try? Autosuggestion is the key to changing that, and to turning your mind into an unstoppable ally. The author tells us that autosuggestion is the bridge between our conscious mind and our subconscious mind. It is the method the mind uses to accept new beliefs and make them real. If you constantly tell yourself, "I'm bad at business. Money is hard to earn. I will never succeed," your mind takes it as a command and will make those beliefs come true in your life. But here's the trick. If you can implant negative thoughts, you can also implant positive ones, and completely transform your reality. How autosuggestion works. Our subconscious mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. If you repeat something with enough intensity and emotion, your subconscious will accept it as truth. The author gives us a simple but powerful method to reprogram the mind. Declare your goal out loud. Thinking it isn't enough, you must say it with determination. I am creating wealth every day. I am a confident and successful person. Add emotion. Saying an affirmation without emotion is useless. You must feel it, visualize it, and live it in your mind as if it were already real. Repeat constantly. Negative beliefs have been reinforced for years. To replace them, you must repeat new beliefs every day without exception. Write it down and read it every morning and night. Taking time to write your affirmations and reading them out loud when you wake up and before you sleep accelerates the reprogramming process. The man who used autosuggestion to become a millionaire. The author tells the story of a man who started with nothing. No money, no advanced education, no connections. But he had one thing, an unbreakable commitment to autosuggestion. Every morning and every night, he repeated to himself, I am a successful leader. Money flows to me in abundance. Every day, My opportunities grow. At first, he didn't believe the words. But he kept going, repeating them over and over. After a few months, he began to notice changes in his mindset. Suddenly, opportunities began to appear. His confidence increased. He dared to take risks. And within a few years, he went from bankruptcy to becoming a millionaire entrepreneur. Was it magic? No. It was autosuggestion in action. How to implement autosuggestion in your life. The author gives us a clear plan to apply autosuggestion effectively. Write your goal in the present tense and with emotion. Don't say, "I want to be rich." Say, "I am building wealth every day." Read it out loud when you wake up and before you go to sleep. These are the moments when your subconscious mind is most receptive. Visualize with intensity. Don't just repeat the words. Close your eyes and imagine what it feels like to have already achieved your goal. Feel the emotion as if it were real. Eliminate negative words from your vocabulary. Never say, "I can't," "It's hard," "I'll never make it." Every word you speak programs your mind. Surround yourself with positive messages. Listen to motivational audios, read success books, stay away from negative people. Everything that enters your mind shapes your reality. If you want to change your life, you must change what you tell yourself every single day. Autosuggestion is the key that opens the doors of your subconscious. And your subconscious is the architect of your destiny. Chapter 7. Specialized Knowledge. The key to financial success. General knowledge won't make you rich, but specialized knowledge will give you the power to create fortune. We live in an era where information is at everyone's fingertips. But why do most people remain stuck in low-paying jobs? Because having information is not the same as having applicable knowledge. The difference between the rich and those who never achieve financial freedom lies in one key factor: specialized knowledge. The author tells us that money flows to those who have valuable skills and know how to apply them. Many believe that a college education is the key to success, but the reality is that universities teach general knowledge, not specialized. A lawyer who doesn't know how to attract clients will never be rich. A doctor who doesn't learn how to manage their practice will live in stress. An accountant without business vision will only work for others. Wealth doesn't come from the title you hold, but from the specific knowledge you acquire and apply. How to identify the knowledge that will make you rich. The author gives us a clear strategy to discover what specialized knowledge can make you financially free. Identify a valuable problem you can solve. People pay for solutions, not for diplomas. Ask yourself, what problems exist in my industry or market that I could solve with the right knowledge? Learn from the best. Don't waste time with shallow information. Seek out mentors, courses, and books from experts who have already achieved what you want. Specialized knowledge is like a key. If you have the right one, you'll open the door to wealth. Apply the knowledge immediately. Knowledge without action is worthless. Every time you learn something new, try to apply it in real life. If you wait until you know everything, you'll never begin. Build a system based on your knowledge. The richest people don't just know something. They turn it into a scalable system. Example: a digital marketing expert can start an agency or sell courses. A great salesperson can train sales teams and charge for consulting. A nutritionist can develop a health program and sell it online. Specialized knowledge without an action plan is just information. But when you apply it strategically, it becomes an endless source of wealth. The author shares the story of a man who worked in a factory earning minimum wage. Instead of accepting his fate, he identified a highly valuable skill in the market: programming. He started studying in his free time. He applied what he learned by building small programs for local businesses. Then, he launched his own software company. Today, he earns more in 1 month than he used to in a year. What was his secret? He didn't have a college degree, but he had specialized knowledge that he applied intelligently. How to implement specialized knowledge in your life. The author leaves us with an action plan to start developing knowledge that makes us rich. Discover which skills are in high demand. Observe what problems people face and what they're willing to pay to solve. Find the experts in that field. Learn from people who have already achieved results. Don't waste time on irrelevant information. Invest in your education strategically. You don't need to spend thousands on a university. Today, you can learn more effectively through courses, books, and mentorships. Apply what you learn immediately. Don't wait to feel ready. Start now. If you're learning sales, offer to sell a product. If you're studying digital marketing, start promoting a business. Build a system to monetize your knowledge. Don't depend on selling your time. Find a way to scale your knowledge. If you want to be rich, working hard is not enough. You have to work smart, acquiring the right knowledge and applying it strategically. Specialized knowledge turns ordinary people into extraordinary ones. Choose wisely what you learn, and your destiny will change forever. Chapter 8. Imagination. The Wealth Factory. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Money, businesses, inventions, and even empires are born first in the mind. But the vast majority of people don't use their imagination as a tool for creation, but as a space for fear and doubt. The author tells us that imagination is the laboratory where ideas that lead to wealth are created. Every millionaire, every great inventor, every influential leader has used this faculty to turn simple thoughts into realities. Ideas are worth millions when combined with action and specialized knowledge. But here's the problem. Most people use their imagination to visualize failure, fear, and problems. Instead of imagining themselves rich, they see themselves trapped in debt. Instead of imagining opportunities, they only see obstacles. The key is learning to use imagination constructively, because what you constantly imagine, you eventually attract into your life. The two types of imagination. The author reveals that imagination comes in two main forms. Synthetic imagination uses past knowledge and experiences to improve something that already exists. Example: an entrepreneur who enhances an existing product in the market. Creative imagination generates completely new, innovative, and revolutionary ideas. Example: the creation of electricity, the internet, or cryptocurrencies. Both forms of imagination can make you rich if you know how to use them strategically. Steve Jobs didn't invent the phone, but he used synthetic imagination to create the iPhone, combining existing technologies in an innovative way. Elon Musk imagined a world dominated by electric cars and turned that vision into Tesla. Walt Disney built an empire from a simple drawing of a mouse. Everything great began as an idea in the mind of someone who dared to believe in it. How to use imagination to create wealth. The author leaves us with a clear strategy to awaken and boost our imagination. Dedicate time every day to imagine your ideal life. Don't just think about what you want. Feel it as if it were already real. Millionaires see themselves as rich in their minds long before they have money in the bank. Write down ideas constantly. The mind is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Keep a notebook for business ideas, problem-solving concepts, and opportunities. Surround yourself with creative people. Imagination is amplified when you're around innovative minds. Avoid negative people who only see problems and never opportunities. Move from imagination to action. An idea without execution is just a dream. If you have an idea, take the first step to make it real. The author suggests a practical exercise. Every night before bed, vividly imagine your ideal life. Where do you live? What is your business like? How much money do you have in the bank? How do you feel achieving everything you desire? Write down one new idea every day. It can be about business, investments, or personal growth. Not all ideas will be great, but among them may be the one that changes your life. Commit to turning at least one of those ideas into reality. Your imagination can be your greatest ally or your worst enemy. If you use it to visualize success, you'll create wealth. If you use it to imagine failure, you'll attract hardship. Great fortunes are born in the minds of those who dare to dream and act. Chapter 9. Faith, the mental power that turns ideas into reality. What a man believes in his heart, that is what he becomes. This is the key to all success or failure. It's not just about skills or knowledge, but about what you truly believe is possible for yourself. The author teaches us that faith is the secret ingredient that transforms an idea into something tangible. It's not enough to have a million-dollar idea if you don't believe with absolute certainty that you can achieve it. Have you noticed how some people seem to have a magnet for success, while others struggle their entire lives without results? The difference lies in their level of belief. The people who achieve great things are not necessarily the smartest or the most prepared, but those who have unshakable faith in their abilities and in their destiny. Faith as a programmed state of mind. Faith isn't something mystical or a special gift reserved for a few. It's a mental state you can program. The author explains that faith develops through autosuggestion, repeating affirmations that reinforce your belief in your success. If you repeat a lie long enough, your mind will accept it as truth. So why not use this principle to implant in your mind the absolute certainty that you will be successful? How to program your mind for success. There are several ways to cultivate faith in yourself and your projects. Daily visualization. Close your eyes and imagine you already have the life you desire. Feel the emotion of having reached your goal. The more real you make it in your mind, the faster it will manifest in reality. Affirmation repetition. I am successful. Money flows to me easily and abundantly. Each day I get closer to my dreams. These phrases must be repeated with emotion until your mind accepts them as truth. Consistent action. Motivational phrases alone aren't enough. You must back them up with action. Faith without action is just an illusion. Faith with action creates miracles. Example of faith in action. Henry Ford. When everyone said a V8 engine in a single block was impossible, Ford ordered his team to keep trying until it became reality. And he did it. Thomas Edison. He failed over 10,000 times before inventing the light bulb, but he had unwavering faith in his success. Oprah Winfrey. She rose from extreme poverty to become one of the most influential women in the world because she always believed in her own power. There are no limits for someone with unbreakable faith backed by action. Write down your most ambitious goal. Every morning, read it out loud with emotion. Imagine it has already come true and be thankful for it. Take at least one action daily that brings you closer to it. Faith is not just belief. It is a transforming power. If you believe something is possible, you will find a way to make it real. If you doubt, you'll stay stuck. Nothing great has ever been achieved without faith. Faith moves mountains, but action destroys them. Chapter 10. Subconscious Programming, the secret of the most successful men. Your subconscious mind is like a garden. If you plant seeds of success, you'll harvest abundance. If you plant doubt and fear, you'll harvest failure. Here lies a truth few understand. Your subconscious is the engine that drives your life. It's the difference between living with purpose or being dragged around by circumstances. The author reveals that whatever you feed your mind constantly ends up shaping your reality. That's why some people seem to have the golden touch, while others sabotage themselves again and again. But how do we program our mind for absolute success? The power of the subconscious. The subconscious is like a recorder. It doesn't judge what it hears, it just stores it and acts accordingly. If as a child you were told that money is hard to earn, that only dishonest people get rich, or that you don't deserve an extraordinary life, your subconscious accepted that as truth. And that's what now drives your actions. If deep down you believe that making a lot of money makes you a bad person, you'll subconsciously reject wealth opportunities. If you believe you're not smart enough to achieve something big, you'll find excuses not to try. But here's the key. You can reprogram your subconscious. Just like a computer needs updates, your mind needs to be reconfigured with new beliefs that work for you, not against you. How to reprogram your mind for success. Control your internal dialogue. The way you talk to yourself defines your destiny. If you constantly say, "This is too hard, I'll never make it, I'm not good enough," you are sabotaging your own life. Instead, start repeating powerful affirmations like, "I am capable of achieving any goal. Money flows to me in abundance. Each day I am more successful and happier." Powerful visualization. Close your eyes and see your ideal life as if you're already living it. Feel the excitement of having achieved your goals. If you do this every day, Your subconscious will begin to accept that vision as reality and push you to take the necessary actions to realize it. Surround yourself with messages of success. Listen to personal development audiobooks. Read inspiring stories of people who achieved what you want. Avoid surrounding yourself with negative people who destroy your confidence. Change your environment. If your home is always filled with talk of crisis and scarcity, it's hard to think about abundance. Modify your environment. Post motivational phrases where you can see them, listen to uplifting content, and distance yourself from people who only see problems. Jim Carrey, before he was famous, he wrote himself a check for $10 million, dated 5 years into the future. He looked at it every day and told himself that one day he would cash it. Years later, he received exactly $10 million for a movie. Arnold Schwarzenegger, as a young man, he visualized his success in bodybuilding and in Hollywood. His friends laughed at him, but his conviction was so strong that he bent reality to match his vision. Oprah Winfrey. She rose from extreme poverty to build a media empire because she never allowed her environment's limiting beliefs to define her future. Write down the negative belief that is limiting you. Example: I'm not good with money. Replace it with a powerful affirmation. I am excellent at managing and multiplying my money. Read it out loud every day with emotion. Every time a limiting belief appears, immediately substitute it with a positive one. Your subconscious mind is like software. If you don't program it, someone else will. If you keep the same mental programming, you'll keep getting the same results. Want to change your life? Then change what you believe is possible for you. Chapter 11. The Decision. The Point of No Return. Nothing happens until you make a decision. Success is not a matter of luck, but total commitment to a goal. Most people fail because they never make a real decision. They say they want to change, but keep making the same excuses. They say they want success, but keep waiting for the perfect moment to start. And that moment never comes. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Successful people don't wait, they decide. The author reveals that the key to all transformation begins with an unshakable decision. It's not enough to want something. You must commit to it with everything you've got. The difference between wanting and deciding. Wanting something changes nothing. Deciding changes everything. Wanting to be a millionaire won't make you one. Wanting to be fit won't change your body. Wanting a successful business won't grow your company. But deciding will. The difference between someone who dreams and someone who achieves is the decision. When you decide with full conviction, you eliminate the option to quit. There's no plan B. No excuses. Just massive, relentless action until the goal is achieved. Great achievers decided first, then took action. Elon Musk decided to take humanity to Mars. He didn't have the money, the resources, or the means. But his decision was so strong, reality had no choice but to adapt to his vision. Michael Jordan decided to become the greatest basketball player of all time. When he was cut from his high school team, he didn't give up. His decision was immovable, and he trained until he became a legend. J.K. Rowling decided her story would be published, even after being rejected 12 times. She didn't take no for an answer because she had already decided her success was inevitable. The time to decide is now. Every day you delay a decision, you're choosing to stay where you are. Not deciding is also a decision. The decision to remain the same. If you keep waiting for the perfect moment, it will never come. If you keep doubting, you'll never move forward. If you overthink, the opportunity will pass you by, unused. How to make a firm decision. Define exactly what you want. It's not enough to say, I want to be rich. How much money do you want? Why do you want it? By when? Eliminate the option to quit. A ship with a clear route and no option to turn back always reaches its destination. When you burn the bridges behind you, the only way is forward. Act immediately. A decision without action means nothing. Want to start a business? Launch your first product today. Want to change your body? Start training now. Reinforce the decision with daily commitment. Visualize your success every morning. Repeat daily, my success is inevitable. Surround yourself with people who reinforce your decision. Thomas Edison decided to invent the light bulb. He failed over 10,000 times, but never saw it as failure, just steps toward success. Jeff Bezos decided to create the world's largest online store. People laughed at his idea. Today, Amazon dominates global commerce. Will Smith said success isn't about talent, it's about decision. I'm willing to die on the treadmill before someone beats me. That's my mindset. Write down the goal you want most in life. Make a list of reasons why it matters to you. Make a public commitment to someone you trust. Take your first step today. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Today. Your life is the result of the decisions you've made so far. If you want different results, you must start making different decisions. The time to act is now. Decide who you want to be, and become that person. No excuses. No delays. No doubts. Chapter 12. Persistence. The power of not giving up. Success belongs to those who endure beyond the point where others give up. How many times have you seen talented people fail? How many smart people with brilliant ideas end up stuck in mediocrity? It's not because they weren't capable, it's because they gave up too soon. The author reveals that success isn't about luck or natural talent. It's about unbreakable persistence. History is full of people who seemed destined to fail, but reached the top simply because they refused to quit. The formula for persistence. Total clarity on your goal. It's not enough to want something. You must have a vision so clear you can see it, feel it, and breathe it every single day. Consistent action, no matter the circumstances. Don't expect to feel motivated every day. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline is the key. Success is built on the hard days, when you don't feel like it, when excuses seem justified. Adapt and learn constantly. Persistence doesn't mean doing the same thing over and over without results. It means adjusting your strategy, learning from mistakes, and pushing forward. Remove the option to give up. Most people fail because their plan B is too comfortable. If success is your only path, your mind will find a way to make it real. Stories of persistence that created legends. Henry Ford failed 5 times before revolutionizing the auto industry. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper for lack of creativity. He failed in several ventures before creating the Disney empire. Oprah Winfrey was told she wasn't fit for TV. Today, she's one of the most influential women in the world. They all had one thing in common. They persisted when everything said they should quit. How to stay persistent when everything feels lost. Remember your deepest reason. Why did you start? What's at stake? Surround yourself with success stories. If they did it, so can you. Use failure as fuel. Every mistake is a lesson. Make a public commitment. Social pressure can keep you going. Make giving up more painful than effort. If quitting means going back to a life you hate, your only choice will be to move forward. Think of a moment when you gave up too soon. What would have happened if you'd held on just a little longer? Write down 3 ways you can apply persistence to your life today. Take immediate action toward your goal, no matter how small. The universe tests every person before granting success. Those who quit don't pass the test. Those who persist, succeed. If you're facing difficulties right now, remember this. Your success is already written, but only if you have the courage to keep going. Chapter 13. The Power of Faith. The belief that changes everything. What you believe with conviction becomes your reality. Imagine for a moment that you possess an invisible power, a force that influences every aspect of your life without you even realizing it. That power is your faith, the absolute certainty that what you desire will become real. But how is unshakable faith built? The author teaches us that faith is not an empty belief, but a powerful energy that transforms thoughts into facts. Every great achievement in history began with someone who believed in the impossible before others could see it. How faith works in success. The mind doesn't distinguish between reality and imagination. Your brain acts on what you firmly believe, whether it's true or not. If you constantly tell yourself that you can't achieve something, your mind accepts it as a fact. But if instead, you convince yourself it's possible, Your subconscious will work to make it happen. Faith generates massive action. Those who believe with conviction act without fear. Those who doubt become paralyzed before even trying. Circumstances adapt to your belief. When you believe something is possible, you begin to see opportunities where before you only saw obstacles. The right people show up, doors open, and what seemed impossible becomes inevitable. Thomas Edison failed over 10,000 times before inventing the light bulb. He never doubted he would succeed. Elon Musk was ridiculed for wanting to send humans to Mars. Today, his company SpaceX leads in space exploration. Muhammad Ali called himself the greatest before he had even won a championship. And then he became a legend. All of them had one thing in common. They believed in their success before it was visible. How to build unshakable faith in yourself. Powerful affirmations. Repeat every day. I am destined for success. Every day I get closer to my goal. There is no obstacle that can stop me. Daily visualization. Sit in a quiet place and visualize your success in detail as if it were already real. Imagine how it feels, what you see, what you hear. Eliminate doubtful thoughts. Every time a doubt enters your mind, replace it with a statement of power. Surround yourself with believers, not skeptics. Negative people weaken your faith. Seek those who think big. Exercise to strengthen your faith. Write down a goal you want to achieve. Describe it as if it's already a fact. For example, I have a successful business that generates millions and gives me total freedom. Read it aloud every morning and every night. Life will only give you what you believe is possible. If you believe in scarcity, you'll live in lack. If you believe in abundance, you'll create wealth. Choose which story to tell your mind, because that story will become your reality. Chapter 14. The Subconscious. Your secret ally in wealth creation. Your subconscious mind is the silent architect of your destiny. Every decision you make, every action you take, and every result you achieve is influenced by a hidden power within you. Your subconscious mind. This is the engine behind your habits, beliefs, and ultimately, your success. The author reveals that the subconscious is like a fertile garden. Whatever you plant in it will grow and manifest in your life. If you sow thoughts of success, you'll reap achievements. But if you sow doubt and fear, you'll harvest failure. How the subconscious works in your life. The subconscious doesn't distinguish between reality and fiction. It accepts any thought you repeat with conviction. If you constantly tell yourself that you are successful, your mind will accept it and work to make it real. The subconscious is programmed through repetition. Every thought you hold and reinforce becomes a belief. Every belief translates into action. And your actions determine your results. Your subconscious can become your greatest ally or your worst enemy. If it's filled with limiting thoughts, it will sabotage your success without you realizing it. If it's programmed with ideas of abundance and achievement, it will open every door you need. How to program your subconscious for success. Powerful affirmations. Every day, repeat phrases like, I am unstoppable and successful in everything I do. Every day I attract more wealth and opportunities. My mind is aligned with abundance. Conscious visualization. Spend a few minutes each morning and night imagining yourself achieving your goals. Feel the emotion as if it's already happening. Eliminate negative thoughts consciously. Every time you detect a doubt, replace it with an empowering thought. Surround yourself with images and words that reinforce your success. Use a vision board with images of what you want to achieve. Write your goals and read them daily. Every night before bed, visualize your goal as if it were already real. Feel the emotion, the joy, the pride of having achieved it. Sleep with that image in your mind, allowing your subconscious to work on it while you rest. Your subconscious is a manifestation machine. What you imprint on it with enough intensity will become your reality. If you fill your mind with thoughts of success, you'll make decisions that lead to success. If you fill it with thoughts of failure, you'll create obstacles in your path without realizing it. Chapter 15. Autosuggestion. The power to shape your own reality. What you believe with absolute certainty becomes your reality. The author reveals that the power of autosuggestion is the most potent tool for taking control of our mind and directing our destiny. It's not about magic or illusion, but about intentional programming that shapes our beliefs, emotions, and actions. If you observe successful people, you'll notice a pattern. They speak, think, and act in a way that reinforces their success. They don't wait for motivation, they create it. They don't wait for opportunity, they build it. And behind all that is autosuggestion. What is autosuggestion and how does it work? Autosuggestion is the process by which we consciously and repeatedly feed our mind with thoughts and ideas until they become our reality. Think of it this way. Whatever you repeat with enough conviction becomes a truth for your mind. The power of repetition. The subconscious learns through repetition. The more you give it a message, the more it accepts it as reality. The impact of emotion. Words without emotion have no power. For autosuggestion to work, you must say your affirmations with conviction, with deep emotion that permeates your being. The mind accepts what you give it. If you feed your mind with doubt, insecurity, and thoughts of scarcity, that's what you'll manifest. But if instead you fill yourself with affirmations of success, confidence, and wealth, you'll see your life change before your eyes. How to apply autosuggestion effectively. To make this principle work, you must follow certain key steps. It's not enough to say motivational phrases randomly. You need a structured system. Define your goal clearly. You can't program your mind for success if you're not clear about what success means for you. Write your goal specifically with a deadline and in positive terms. Create powerful affirmations. Use present tense phrases as if you had already achieved your goal. For example, every day I get closer to my financial goal. Wealth flows to me constantly and unstoppably. My mind is a magnet for success and opportunities. Repeat your affirmations with conviction. Do it every morning when you wake up and every night before bed. Look at yourself in the mirror and say them out loud, with confidence and emotion. Accompany your affirmations with action. It's not enough to say it, you must act accordingly. If you say you are disciplined, show it with your daily actions. Surround yourself with messages that reinforce your goal. Place visual reminders in your environment. Change your digital environment. Follow inspiring accounts, listen to motivational audios, read books that strengthen your mindset. Autosuggestion exercise to program your mind. Before going to sleep, do the following. Close your eyes and repeat your main affirmation out loud. Visualize yourself achieving your goal. Feel the emotion of having accomplished it. Sleep with that sensation embedded in your mind. Your reality is not determined by your circumstances, but by what you repeat to yourself every day. If you learn to control your thoughts, you will control your destiny. Chapter 16. The influence of your environment on your mindset and success. Tell me who you walk with, and I will tell you who you are. The author warns us about a silent but extremely powerful enemy, the environment in which we move. The people we spend the most time with, the information we consume, and the habits we cultivate largely define our destiny. If you surround yourself with people who constantly complain, who see failure as an inevitable fate, who criticize those trying to improve, sooner or later, you will absorb that mentality. But if instead you surround yourself with ambitious people, who see opportunities where others see obstacles, who seek to improve every day, your mindset will change drastically. The question is, how can you design an environment that drives your success instead of sabotaging it? 1. Evaluate your inner circle. Make a list of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Ask yourself, do they have the success mindset you desire? Do they push you to improve or hold you back with doubts and negativity? Do they inspire you to act or fill you with excuses? If your circle only contains people who drag you toward mediocrity, it's time to make adjustments. That doesn't mean you must cut ties immediately, but you must be aware of their influence on your mindset. 2. Create a mental environment that empowers you. You can't always choose everyone around you, but you can decide what messages feed your mind. Read books on personal growth and success. Fill your mind with powerful ideas that propel you forward. Listen to audiobooks, podcasts, or inspirational videos. Replace empty music or negative news with motivating content. Change your language. Speak about solutions, not problems. Use visual reminders. Write motivational phrases and place them where you see them every day. If you can't find an environment that pushes you forward, build it yourself. 3. Filter the information you consume. We live in an age of information overload. We are exposed to negative news, destructive criticism, and constant distractions. If you spend hours consuming content that only generates fear, anxiety, or hopelessness, your mindset will be one of scarcity and fear. But if you fill your mind with success stories, practical strategies, and powerful knowledge, your worldview will change completely. Exercise. For the next 7 days, drastically reduce your consumption of social media and negative news. Instead, consume content that inspires and educates you. You will see how your mental state changes in just a few days. 4. Surround yourself with people who propel you forward. Join communities of entrepreneurs, investors, or people with goals similar to yours. Find a mentor who has achieved what you desire. If you don't have access to a mentor, become a student of the greats. Read their books, study their biographies, apply their teachings. If you want to succeed, surround yourself with people who are already on the path or who motivate you to keep moving forward. Your environment can be your greatest limitation or your greatest springboard to success. The choice is yours. If you truly want to transform your life, start by changing what you consume, who you spend time with, and how you feed your mind every day. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. After this deep journey, after every principle, every revelation, every exercise, only one question remains. What will you do with this knowledge? Because here's the truth. Knowledge without action is useless. You can listen to these principles 1,000 times, read all the books in the world, and keep waiting for the perfect moment to act. But that moment will never come. Every successful person in history had a turning point. The moment they decided their life was going to change. Not when they found the perfect strategy. Not when they had all the answers. Not when fear disappeared. But when they decided to act despite everything. And today, that moment is yours. You have 2 paths in front of you. Leave this knowledge forgotten and continue with your life as it is. Return to the routine, the same excuses, the same self-imposed limits. Or commit to applying what you've learned, change your mindset, and transform your life starting today. There is no middle ground. Either you take control, or you continue being a victim of circumstances. Take action now. If this content has impacted you, if you have felt a spark of inspiration, do something with it. Commit to applying at least one teaching from this video in your life. Share in the comments what your biggest takeaway was and what action you will take. And if you haven't done so yet, subscribe to keep receiving content that helps you transform your mindset and achieve the life you deserve. Remember, the key to success lies in application. Only those who act see results. The final question is, will you be part of the 1% who change their destiny or the 99% who only dream about it? You decide.